Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Jody Misiak. As a coach, an entrepreneur, and a mom, I find it really easy to put myself last. And I'm so grateful that before, even when I was, with young kids, when my kids were young, I was able to learn about self-care and self-love more and just really immerse myself in that. However, I don't find it easy all the time. I find it really easy to share what you can do, how you can live better, make better choices, learn from your past, and all these fun things. I'm really, creating the content right here for this podcast and, just so many different things. For my WOW members, I can really give a lot out. And as a mom, I can really give a lot of love out. And I always have to be aware, like bring it in, reel it in. So then I have some of my own love to give to me. And it's this really fine, I would like to say the word balance again. I talk about it a lot. The thing is, I just need to become aware of it, right? We can just go on living, and it's becoming aware of where we're putting our time. I talk about awareness a lot because if we're not aware, we can't make a change. And what I've found recently is I have been putting myself in so many different areas of my life. Being a mom of two youngish kids, they're growing up now, where they can do more of their own thing, but they're still kids and they need me, and which is amazing, and I love it. However, I have to be mindful of how much I put in each area of my life. And I think I've talked about it in a different episode. But I got so busy that my body, I don't want to say shut down, but it became not well. And then when not feeling well, I didn't work out because I didn't want to put my body under more stress. And then, of course, I don't eat as well. And it's this vicious cycle of not feeling well. And then it keeps going on. And I still kept a busy schedule. Yet I didn't. It was so weird. So I put some things ahead of the others and not. But it really came down to me not taking care of myself enough. Putting myself last. Or at least not at the top. And it can be really tricky. I talk about this a lot too, right? It's taking care of yourself. Self-care. And when we don't take care of ourselves, we have nothing to give to others. And knowing this is part of the battle, but the other is actually executing it, right? I said I share so many different things with you here and with my WOW members that I sometimes forget about me, even though it is exactly what I share with others. And actually, I think back to my younger years, childhood and like my early 20s when I would help other people. I'd problem solve. I can see solutions to so many different problems. Yet I never took time to work on my own because we all have things that can change. But I remember very clearly where I would help so many people. It's like, oh, you could do this, this, and this. And I give them so many things and tools and all this awesome stuff. And then at that point, I'd even know that I needed to do anything myself. I just moved along happily helping other people. And then down the line, I realized, it's called awareness, is that I was not taking care of the most important person, myself. So the more I got to take care of myself, the better I could show up for other people. And lately, I've been having a challenge really tapping into my creative side. It's like, whoa, what is going on? I've been in deep, deep reflection over this winter. It's really reflecting the seasons, really. In the winter, at least, here in Canada, it's winter. And everything is in hibernation mode, kind of, sort of, because I live in British Columbia, so it's a little different on the coast. So things aren't really going to sleep, but some things are, chilling for a while. And I really found that these past few months in the winter, I have been really hibernating as well. and not in the way I used to when I lived in Ontario where I needed to like hide away from winter for like 4 or 5 months or whatever it was, 4 months, maybe 5. Anyways, so I've gone into a spiritual or a personal hibernation where I've really just been feeling things with a side of not wanting to look at things maybe, and just trying to stay busy, but at the same time wanting to look deeper. And I know this might not make sense, but it's been like this little tug of war in my brain and my heart. And it's just life. Life is happening. Life is moving through me and, around me. And it's really good time at times to take time for you. Things get busy. I know at the beginning of the year in January, it's about hitting the reset button. And I hit that reset button with vengeance. I'm like, this is it. It's going to be a great year. And I not even planned. I was over ambitious, forgetting that sometimes in January, February, March, mostly January, February though, I tend to go inward more. So I wasn't being really true to my own needs. It felt right to start new habits and really hit the ground running. And then I kind of went into hibernation mode. So right now, wherever you are, send yourself some love, because wherever you are is where you need to be right now. That doesn't mean you have to stay there. Maybe in an hour or in a day or a week, you'll move forward with like a new focus, a new passion on life. You'll be ready to like hit the ground running, or maybe not. But wherever you are is okay. And I really had to embrace that myself this year, where I've been taking things slower, where my to-do lists have kind of fallen short, or, just different things have not been as planned. Like I took some time off and I hung out with a friend. Like I mentioned before, I had a lot of social things going on. So it was different. And then I have now kind of retreated back into my own little world to really figure it out. What's the next step? What do I need? And I actually was reminded of something that I shared a long time ago in a different episode. And it is called, I call a me retreat. So I've actually have decided to do another one. Now, what is a me retreat, you ask? It's something I've made up. I did Google it to see what else is out there, to be honest. And there's places that are called me retreats. But to me, a me retreat is any time that you're just focusing on you. You're scheduling time for you. Now, this could be an hour in your day, a week. And I mean, so this isn't like a date day or just some self-care time. This is where you're going to laser focus on something, and I'll get into more details of what that looks like. So it's taking time from an hour. It could even be less, but I really think an hour. Really, if you can do it, take a day off and do a whole day. I'm going to be doing 3 weeks. Now, I'm going to make a note and I'm going to share about what happened in my 3 weeks. Did I actually follow through on it? Because sometimes life happens. I'm going to share what I learned or what my struggles were with doing this. But I have decided that I'm going to be taking 3 weeks off. I'm rearranging things so I can literally unplug and just focus on myself. What do I need? Because, like I said, as a coach and even a mom, life gets busy, and an entrepreneur, I'm constantly thinking about what's next, what content creating content. And if I'm not at my best, I can't deliver the best. So I've really been figuring out what do I need now, or what do I need next? And I really thought I haven't been giving myself enough time to go deeper within and figure out what else is still, going on under the surface, peel back a couple layers of things that, are still going on, because we are constantly growing, learning, and changing. And to me, it feels like it's a good time to go a little deeper. And now I am a mom, so I'm not like going to go into a cabin for 3 weeks and not see my kids. What my me retreat is going to look like is for 3 weeks, instead of being in my office, creating content, working, marketing, all the fun jazz that comes with entrepreneuring, it's like a vacation, but I'm retreating inwards for myself. So I don't want to say schedule, but I haven't finalized everything. But an important thing in my mind is figuring out what you're focusing on, because it's really easy to be like, ooh, it's me time. And you're just going to sit in front of the TV or scroll social media or whatever else. Go make plans with friends. So for me, I'm going to be making a commitment from a certain time, like a time frame. So like from A to B, that is my me retreat. And I'm going to have things I work on. I've been working on this program and I realized that it's what I need right now too. So I am going to literally go through my own program before I share it with anybody else. Now, if it works and it's like, oh, awesome, then I'll move forward and I'll share it with you. If it doesn't, then, it was something to learn. But it felt like it was something I've been creating for a little while and just getting it out there. And instead of just going out there and teaching it to others, I feel it is my turn to be the student. And then there's just going to be a lot more reading. I used to read a motivational book. I was one of those people that were like, I'm going to get in. I forget how many books I tried to do in a year. But I've been not reading as much. So it's, allowing more time to read, to listen to different workshops and take part in things, and also just journal, really deep journaling, and really, like I said, going inwards. So it could, like I said, you could take off a day. And I also want to share that not my whole day, like I said, is going to change. Every day I make a commitment to myself. No, okay, I say every day, but it doesn't happen every day because if I'm not feeling well or life happens. But my morning routine, my little morning roundup is not going to be changing. When I say goodbye to my kids for the day and they're off to school, I am going to still hit the mat, work out, do yoga, do some tapping, meditate. If I need to journal, write it down, or I'll be journaling later. Or this is where I might find a new little bit more of a routine and feel like workout and journaling together. Here's the fun part. With a me retreat, you get to play with it. But I know for one thing for sure is that I will be moving my body every day, still doing yoga and tapping and meditating. So those things are still happening. And then I'm just going to go deeper. I'm going to maybe play with a different routine, see what happens. It's being flexible, but still being focused on where you want to head, right? So for me, I'm going to be like, okay, what would I like to get out of these next 3 weeks? What do I need to continue on these 3 weeks? So for me, it's moving my body and still keeping very, mind, body, soul. It really is important. They're all linked together. So if you are like, ooh, I want to do this, the first thing is figure out how much time do you have / want to give yourself, and be realistic. For a minute I was like, oh my goodness, can I really do 3 weeks? And I was like, I need to do 3 weeks. So I will make it happen. So for me, it was just rearranging my schedule beforehand to make sure that everything is taken care of so I can go inward for 3 weeks. It's having conversations with the people in my life and making sure that, things are taken care of. But like I said, it's only in the hours that my kids are at school. So first, figure out how much time, then look at your calendar and figure out when. And book this in like it's a dentist appointment or a doctor, like a doctor's appointment or something you can't get into for like months. Book it in. and make it non-negotiable. And then it's figuring out, what do you want that day, week, or even month to look like? An hour even. But like I said, really aim for a day if it's a me retreat. And that can even be 4 hours or 3 hours. But like, try your best to, I know life is full, right? Life is happening. But try to make a commitment to yourself and then figure out what it is you want to do on your me retreat. What do you need right now? Maybe it's some major self-care. Like maybe you haven't got your hair cut in a while or your nails done. So maybe you're not even at home then. And then for me, like I said, I really want to do some more healing to really reconnect to myself, to get to know myself even more, to really get into a really solid routine that like makes my heart sing, right? Like that I want to jump out of bed in the morning and be like, yes, I want to do this. To refine my motivation again. And that just really means to connect with myself and my why and my passion and purpose again. So again, going deeper. So for me, I'm not going to be going out in those hours. And I know I'm going to sound a little bit like a hermit, or at least, it's my introvert in me. Those hours are going to be for me to focus on underneath the surface. And like I said before, I will have like a schedule per se, but for me, it's going to be having an idea and then being flexible within that idea. So when I mentioned about like self-care and like going out and getting your hair cut and things like that, for me, I need to do an emotional detox. And because I feel other people's feelings, for those hours, I will be just by myself. So going out to spas and stuff is just off the table for me for what I want and what I need. However, I want to incorporate some self-care that I have been forgetting. So I have a whole list of fun goodies that I'm going to be incorporating into my day, which is dry brushing, the neti pot, and just so many more fun, loving things. So again, my focus will be emotional detox, but also like a physical detox. I'm going to be actually going off meat. I actually was plant-based for a couple of years there. Now I occasionally, like not full on, I was very flexible and I loved it. I had the energy, like so much energy. But in the winter months here, I find like, actually here it's not so bad, and now being on the coast, but in Ontario, like I would just be so cold all the time. And so I always needed some form of meat. However, like for those 3 weeks, I'm going to go plant-based and I'm going to go, no alcohol, and I'm going to focus on sleep. Like it is going to be full of self-love and so many awesome things on top of going deeper. So that's really what I'm going to be doing. Now, like I said, I am going to come back at the end of this. This is going to be happening in the end of April for me. And I really find that's a really good time because, things are sprouting, and I look forward to really doing a cleanse on my body, my mind, and my spirit, and then coming out of it like, in like such a good way. So that is what I'm going to be doing. I hope I've maybe inspired you. Hopefully I haven't stressed you out at all. Or if I did, maybe just ask yourself why, what's showing up for you right now. Maybe you're excited, maybe you're not. Maybe you're like, But ask yourself why. Why are you feeling those feelings? It's okay to have them, but why? Why are you feeling them? And then ask yourself, what do you need right now? It might not be a me retreat. You might just be like, nope, that sounds too intense. I'm just happy, doing it here and there. And that is okay too. Remember what I said, wherever you are right now is okay. So if a me retreat does not sound like up your alley, it's okay. And you might be able to just fit in a little bit here and there throughout your days, your weeks, and your month. And that is absolutely okay. I just thought, since I was struggling and trying to figure out what it is I really need, that I would share with you what I am going to be doing. Now, this doesn't mean that loving me, myself, and life, nothing's going to change. I'm still going to be showing up weekly. I've just been working away at it so they're all ready for you. So I can take those 3 weeks off to really focus on me and then come back even hopefully more refreshed and anew, right? Like spring, buds popping, flowers blooming, and really come back clear and, be really in this inspiring, motivating place again. That doesn't mean that I'm not motivated and inspired most of the time, but like I've just felt like a little heavier this winter, physically and mentally, actually, and spiritually. So this is going to help me in like detox, mind, body, spirit. I'm so excited. So that is what mine's going to look like. A mind, body, spirit detox to renew my mind, body, and spirit. So again, if this is something you'd like to do, I encourage you to start small or big, whatever works for you really. And just keep in mind to be gentle with yourself. Don't set your expectations so high that, you fail in the first day, or if it is only a day, remember you're only doing it for a day. Don't try to fit in like a whole week of stuff in one day. And whatever else happens, just take time for you and listen to your thoughts. So becoming aware of what's going on in your thoughts. How does your body feel? What does your heart say to you? So if you find yourself, you plan a day and you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't plan anything. All you need to do is cross your legs on the couch or sit comfortably. You don't even have to cross your legs. Sit comfortably somewhere in a quiet place if possible. If you can get outside, even better. But let's keep this simple. Sit somewhere quiet if you can. Closet. Heck man, get yourself in a closet. And if that's the only place that is quiet, sit down and just listen to yourself. Listen to your thoughts, your body, and your heart. Even if it's only an hour. And just go inward. And to me, that's a me retreat. But you can go crazy fancy, or you can keep it simple like this. Whatever works for you in your life. Because the thing you'll actually do is the thing that will work, right? So if your life is really full and trying to fit in a whole week of this, or even a whole day feels daunting because you're like, oh my goodness, I can't fit that in. It's not going to work. But if you can find even an hour and allow yourself to go within, heck man, even going to the spa for an hour, right? Anything for you is a good day when you take time for you. So if you've been finding yourself putting yourself last on that on your to-do list, don't feel bad. I've been there. I've lived it. Still fall back down there a lot. It's becoming aware of when you need to put yourself back up on the top of your to-do list and take time for you, whatever that looks like to you. I hope this has helped. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to sharing my experience with you when I'm done my me retreat. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.